Hello everybody, welcome back to Commonwealth Flipper. Today we're going to delve into some things I usually don't talk about and talk about the future of this channel as well. Plus we've got some awesome sales I cannot wait to show you. I think they're cutting hay, so I'm hoping they're over in that field instead of coming over here today. You can tell when I film this, you should be seeing this on a Monday. I hope you had a wonderful 4th. I know we are going to, just not yet. My wife usually has big plans for us all the time, the family and everything, and sometimes I just gotta get my work done. So I'm out here earlier today than I typically would be. This is something I picked up at a sale. I originally left it when I got all this other stuff back here, this Star Trek stuff and Mega Blocks. I think it was $10, and I'm like, I don't know, it's this, you know, it wasn't gonna sell for a ton. But I'm like, yeah, it'll sell, I'll make money on it, somebody will like it. I'm gonna pick it up, and that's exactly what I did, and it sold for $24. So 10 into 24 isn't my typical flip, but it was cool, and I figured I'd do it. That was 24 plus shipping. My wife and kids already went up to meet some friends. They're gonna have a little day at the lake. Actually, not Turner. He's with Jess. Jess took him on vacation. So the dogs are lonely. I put a new item up there because I'm OCD and I can't have that blank spot up there. That divergence in the video already kind of got me to the topic a little sooner than I normally would. How y'all doing? Because I have a lot of people that tell me, you know, why do you put your kids in the videos? Why do you put the dogs in the videos? Why do you not just get to the point? Why don't you just do the just solds? Why don't you just do the topical videos? And I tell you what, I said something the other day. I don't want to step on Poncho here. How you doing, bud? I said something the other day in a video, and it's because I've been mulling it over and thinking about it for this channel and looking at things like numbers and different things like that. And I was like, you know what? My time could probably be better spent taking the time that I use for this channel and pouring it into 2 other things. One of them is the Picker channel, which makes far more money. And the other one is Facebook, which is making a decent amount of money as well. And of course, using the time for reselling, because I have a shed full of stuff. I have a trailer full of stuff. My wife just came down today, says that basement's looking terrible. I'm like, I know, we gotta, and we're selling more than we ever have. And so I said something like, you know, maybe I could reduce a video a week on here, or maybe just I won't do this channel. And I said that at the end of a flipper video. Hey pup, you're making a bunch of noise. Yeah, I love you in here. Why don't you get up in the chair, but then you'll chew my seat. So I ran out of treats down here, so I took the pups upstairs, gave them some treats, and they decided to stay. I'm sure they'll be back after they're done torturing the new cat. So I talked to some friends about this because I don't want to sound like I'm complaining, because I'm not complaining. I'm overwhelmed with how my life has changed because people watch this channel, or all the channels. And I'm just trying to figure out how to balance life with everything that we're doing. So I asked my friends about things, and they all give different opinions and different thoughts. But one person I can count on, I know a lot of people don't like Dave, and a lot of people who watch Dave don't like me, and that's perfectly fine. I find Dave to be a terrific friend, and he'll get, if you need somebody to just tell you like it is, usually Dave's the guy. And he just looked at me and he said this on the podcast. He says, you're not ever going to stop that channel. Or maybe it was after the podcast. So you're not going to stop that channel. Stop fooling yourself. Or something along those lines. And I'm like, I'm like, you know what? You're probably right. I thought to myself, I'm the one here preaching all the time, you know, find something you love and find something that makes you money and put them together. And that's the direction you should go. And I think it would be kind of hypocritical for me. This is what I love. This channel is my favorite. Obviously, I love the Picker channel, going out to garage sales. But I love looking into the camera and talking to folks. And what I really don't love is talking head videos. And some of them do really, really well. I don't like setting a camera down and putting things up on the screen and going over all kinds of stuff and getting into the I just don't like that. I never have liked it. I don't like watching it. I do occasionally if it's a topic that I really want to learn about. But it's just not me. I hated teaching that way. I hated being in classes that way, that were just this step-by-step methodical process. I couldn't keep my attention. I hated it. I didn't learn anything. It just wasn't me. Some people learn that way. Some people want exactly that, which leads to this comment and kind of some other things. But I have an awesome sale that I cannot wait to show you. I'm going to pull that out, and then I'm going to get to this a viewer asked me to poll the audience. I thought, okay, let's do that. I had one of the slowest sale days. I think we're only going to ship out like 12 things today. I had an incredibly slow sale day for me. Not today. Well, I'm not even sure. Was it yesterday or 2 days ago? Any rate, I got to look at it because it kind of messes me up with the holiday in there where you don't have to ship. And I sold, I think, less than $70 in one day, which for me is slow. I know there's different folks out there at different rates. And then, I mean, that was coming off of like an $800 day and a $600 day. Check these out, y'all. I'm going to pull these out. This is something I would have passed up 15, 20 years ago. I would not even have thought to buy these things. And over the years, just learning from, learning from other pickers, learning from you guys in the comments, watching me pick, and falling in love with mushrooms, to be honest with you. I buy them all the time, no matter what it is. This is just something I threw into a bag of stuff. I'm trying to remember the exact sale. I know it was an estate sale. And I put them in a bag because everything was so cheap, you just start piling stuff in. And I didn't realize they'd be worth this much money. I had them listed for quite a bit. Somebody sent me a message, said, would you take $140 plus shipping for them? And I said, absolutely, we'll do it for sure. So these sold for 140 bucks plus shipping. All right, so here's what Jim said. He says, please go into the topic. I want the choice whether to watch what you pick or what you sold. What you picked or sold. Wait a minute, I'm confused. I want the choice whether to watch what you picked or sold. This is the reason that I stopped watching you for a while. If you want to show what sold, put it in the video or after the topic. I understand that you are monetized and want viewers to watch the entire video, but our lives, like yours, are busy. And a lot of times we just have 2 to 3 minutes to spare to watch a video, and we, all caps, quotation marks, have a lot of videos that we can watch. Just get to the point, man. I enjoy your content, and sometimes I would watch the whole video, but others just the topic. Make a video asking your viewers which they prefer, and maybe more viewers prefer your current format, but maybe others, like me, just choose not to watch at all because of how much other things are mixed in. I hope you are like me and like constructive criticism rather than thinking that I'm just an idiot complaining. The way I'm suggesting still allows you to put out all the content that you want to share, but gives us an option on what part of your content that we view. So I'm not going to give my complete opinion right here. I'm going to mix it in through the rest of the video. That's just what I do. And that's what the point is. This is who I am, y'all. This is what I did in the classroom. And let me tell you, I was the only one who did it. I was the only... This is not the format you're taught. Matter of fact, I learned this particular method. I was a bad student. I was a terrible student. And it wasn't because I was an idiot. It was because I didn't want to do this methodical, step-by-step, process-based, topical-based thing. I didn't want to do it. I couldn't handle it. Now, I'm not saying that some people can, but some people can't. You know, they can. Some people want that. Clearly, you want that. And I'm okay with that. I don't have any problem. And it looks like you've tried to be, respectful in this and whatever, and ask the audience. And so that's what I'm doing here. Now, I will say the rest of the comments aren't this nice. And I mean, I'm not saying this is like incredibly nice, but I'm saying at least there is an attempt to say, hey, I'm not just some guy out there complaining. This is the way you feel. So we're not disregarding how you feel. There are a lot of people who feel that way. This thing has 10 thumbs up. There's a lot of folks out there who feel that way. I'm just going to tell you that this is who I am. This is what I brought here to YouTube, and I brought it because of what I did in the classroom. And I had a teacher in college who I just loved the class. It was not an education class. It wasn't teaching you how to educate. It was a history class. And this is the way he did it. I know it seems odd. And I asked him one day, because I was also in education classes. And I'm like, how come your class was so different than everybody else's? And he actually sat me down and started talking to me about it. And I had a feeling he was the same kind of kid as me growing up. And he said, he introduced me to the Gestalt method. And he took that method and said, I'm adapting it in these ways and applying it to teaching this particular subject. And I'm like, man, this is cool. Because what he did was reaching me. And I was the kid in the back of the room with just, you know, trying to figure out whatever I could do to entertain myself in classes and stay somewhat focused so I could get a C. That was me. And I was all in on his class. And I'm like, that's the kid I want to reach. That's the person that I want to make an impact with in my classroom when I become a teacher. And so that's what I started to do. I also had one student teacher, or I was a student teacher for another teacher, who used this. He didn't use this method, not exactly like I use it, but he used pieces of it, bits and pieces of it. And he really reached those lower level kids, the kids that, you know, didn't have a dad at home, didn't have any money, didn't have, you know, they wore the same clothes to school every day. You know, I mean, there was a lot of poverty in that area. And so that's what I did. And I think it reaches a group of people that I connect with. That's why I do it. I love it that way. There's a lot of criticism in there, like, the only reason you do this is to make more money on YouTube. Hey, we've been successful to this point. There's a lot of people who enjoy it. There's a lot of people who get frustrated with it. But if I'm going to continue this channel and get joy out of it and make money out of it and connect to people out there, I'm going to do it my way. I'm not going to do it anybody else's way, to some degree. You know, I don't mind reading comments. I don't mind reading suggestions and incorporating things. I said I did this in my classroom, and I used to do that as well. But this is just what I'm going to do. I don't want to do talking head videos. Never have wanted to do them. I've done like 2 ever, and I'll probably, you know, I might do 1 or 2 more. The closest to talking head videos I do are the top 10s, and I usually like to have a guest and change topics within that as well. But I might be doing some of those in the future. So just like those curtains ended up, they're really small, like kitchen curtains, ended up being, you know, worth way more than I thought when I picked them up. Sometimes the opposite happens. And this one I picked up, and I'm like, this is really cool. I know the box isn't great, but these are little PVC figures from Snow White and the 7 Dwarfs. And they're new, you know, inside the package. This isn't exactly a display package, and this comes from the 90s, I believe. Anyway, this one I thought would do a little better than it did, but it's still sold. $16.95 plus shipping on that one. Love that item. Just wish it was worth a little bit more, but you know what? Somebody grabbed it, and that somebody was a viewer. And I think I see 2 viewer sales today, so thank you. There may be more, and thank you if I don't thank you. This is Brenda. She says, thanks for the stickers you sent with the golf balls I purchased. You're very welcome. I'm a regular viewer and love how nice you are to people you meet at garage sales. You truly are a very kind man. Thanks for taking us on your outings. Well, I appreciate that. You know, it's kind of ironic you said that. You read through these comments in the threads of recent videos. I'm like, man, there are a lot of people who do not like me. If you've watched this channel for a long time, I have a problem with the way that I'm perceived. I always have. It stems from 2 different things that were, you know, earlier, seems like an earlier life of mine. And I process and I get over things. And I've talked to a few folks who always remind me, it's like, hey, if your kids love you, your wife loves you, and your parents love you, you are the wealthiest man in the world. And I was like, you know what, that is a great point. Thank you. Next one, something I picked up down in Florida when I was down there with Dave and Carrie. I don't know when I did that, January maybe? And this sale was amazing. It almost had me thinking about making, you know, 2 to 4 trips down there a year, because I'm like, man, this was great. But then I came back here, and picking's been pretty good this year so far, except for last week. Holidays, heat, makes things slow. This is Ellie Day of the Cruise bobblehead. I think we picked up 2 of these, and at the time they were going for crazy money. There were comps out there like $100, and I think we paid $2 a piece for the bobbleheads. I've sold a few different ones for less money than this, but this was the creme de la creme of all of them, and the market's just kind of cooled on them a little bit, so I had to lower my price, and then I lowered my price again, and then I think I took an offer, $56.96 plus shipping. I guess long story short is, you know, as I age a little bit, I move more and more this direction. Some of you older folks out there can probably relate. You know, I'm gonna do it my way. I'm gonna do it my way. And there's always exceptions. You should always pay attention to there's this old quote, see, this is my way, and some people hate it. This life is not made for those who are cursed with self-awareness. So basically, it's saying, I just walked past the item that I was supposed to pick to do this. This is my way. It's not everybody's way. It's not everybody's cup of tea. And I get that. And I'm okay with that. But this world is not made for those who are cursed with self-awareness, meaning the people that are extremely successful a lot of times just don't give a flying flip about other people's opinions. That's not me. That's not me. It's never been. It's always been a concern of mine, even when I was coaching. I grew up, I played baseball in Southern California. And we had an amazing coach who built an amazing program. One of the all-time winningest coaches in the history of the United States in high school, and certainly in California. Hall of Fame coach. Highly respected. Incredible program. Multiple state championships. 2 of which I was able to be a part of. And as I got older and started to connect with old friends and old ball players, there were a few of them that thought he was the worst ever and a terrible coach and this and that and this and that. And I was like, really? This guy's a legend and he's the worst. And it just goes to show you, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter who you are. There will be people who love you, people who hate you. You really, truly have to figure out what it is that you want to do and go forward in that direction in whatever walk of life that you're in. So basically that's what I'm saying. That's what I've decided to do. I'm going to continue to do this channel and I'm going to continue to do it in the same way. Obviously not forever. The only thing that would ever cause me really to change that would be my wife and kids. That's what would cause me to change it. And a shift in our life and our direction. That's what would do it. So there you go. Let's see here. It'll be the last one. It always is. Just like last time. I think this one, actually 2 of these sold here. Let me get this one right. This is a lot of 13. So this one sold for $22.95 for those micro machines. And then there's a second one that sold, and I don't know, but I think it's this one. Let me look. Monster Trucks Live 9. Yeah, $28.45 for that one. They're 2 separate buyers, so that's cool. So we're down to 3 more lots left. Love micro machines. Don't take up much space. Have a decent look. You could sell these independently and make more, but man, the time involved is pretty hefty. Hey, that Puff Daddy trial last week, Sean Combs trial, look at this, resulted in one good thing, no matter what you think of the outcome. I got this shirt sold that's been hanging around forever. I think it sold just under 16 bucks, $15.96, plus shipping for a Sean John shirt. This thing's been listed forever. I didn't even know I had it. I'm like, man, that thing sold. I'll take it. Dogs are back, looking for a treat. I just got off the phone with, some of you have been enjoying the back and forth between me and a viewer going on the different channels for a while. And I finally said, just call me for goodness sake, and we talked. So it should be an interesting topic of conversation, probably better suited for the Trash to Cash podcast, but thank you for the phone call, and that was very productive. Harry Potter glassware set, 10 ounces. This one, I love getting Harry Potter stuff because a lot of it I give to my daughter for Christmas. She loves Harry Potter, but I think she's got so much, it's like, I saved one item. She doesn't know it yet, and it's going to be in her stocking next year. And my wife buys all the Christmas presents. I should tell you what this sold for, I guess, 20 bucks, I think, something like that. This sold for $22 for those 4 glasses plus shipping. My wife buys pretty much all the kids' Christmas presents, and I don't even know what it is until they open them, so it's fun to watch. But then I buy them all stocking stuffers and one gift myself, and I get all of those from yard sales. But they're all, most of the time they're new or something they'd really, really like, and it's one of my favorite things to do at garage sales. Here is the second viewer sale of the day. I think maybe the last, I'm not quite sure. Vera Bradley like saddlebag. This one's a 2-piece one, and it sold for $34 and change. Got the wallet in there, plus shipping. If you ever find those wallets, they make them sell faster. Sally, thank you. Hey, Kevin, I saw this in your picker video, and I love the print. I appreciate your content and all the work you do. I enjoy learning from you. Thank you. Thank you, Sally, from Thankful Rose Treasures. I appreciate it. I hope you enjoy it. No name wants in, don't you? I know you do, but you don't want them dogs to come in. Staring them down over there. This is one of those shirts you find at a yard sale for 50 cents or $1, and you're like, yeah, it'll sell for 10, 15 bucks, and then it never, ever, ever sells until it does. And this one sold for just under 10 bucks, $9.86 I think, plus shipping. And I've been promising to get to these things that some folks sent me, so I promise you I'll do that at the end of this video. Although one of them is for Turner, I think, and me, and he's not here. I think we'll open it anyways. I got back here now, I can't remember. It's white pumpkin is what I'm looking for here. No, white pumpkin, I think that's what it said. Whiskey River, sweet cinnamon pumpkin. Don't think that's it. I'm boring you. White pumpkin and chai. That one sold, I think, 16 bucks, $15.95 for that one, plus shipping. All right, we got the dogs in here. We got Reagan in here. I have not opened this in forever, Travis. Do you remember Travis used to send us like cheese balls in that big old bin and stuff? I don't know. We might even have a Commonwealth Picker thing today, a CommonwealthPicker.com thing, but I don't know that we do. So Travis, Barter Mania, sent us this. He has been a friend of the channel for a very long time. Look at this. Tabasco jelly. I don't think Reagan would eat that, y'all.
Yeah, no.
Would the dogs eat that? Would you guys like Tabasco jelly? And then this too, let me open this really quick. Reagan's getting better at shipping, so I feel like I could trust her with this razor blade. What do you think? You think you could open that?
Maybe.
Here, go straight down here. Just cut right there. I think that'll do the trick. You should be able to get in it. All right, I think you did it. License plates. Yep. Reagan just asked me about this one. She said, has that always been up there? I said, no. Commonwealth, Maryland plate. And I can't remember who sent it to me, but I love that right there. New Hampshire. What? 2 New Hampshire plates. And I blocked out their name because I posted this picture and now I regret it. It's Lee. Lee, thank you so very much for sending these. I know we have a plate from everywhere, but I'll have to find a cool one to put that stuff. You see the mushrooms I bought today? You like them? Very cool. And look, we got doggy bags too. I have to give the dog some treats. That one I'm going to let Turner open because it's got a lot of Angels baseball stuff in. So that'll be on the next video. We appreciate y'all. Oh my goodness, I just saw this. I did not realize Esme, it wasn't just Travis, it was Esmeralda. Esme loves vintage, y'all. She is about to retire. I mean, if you guys been around this channel, she was here literally from day one. Amazing, and I'm so happy that your retirement is coming quickly. I think at the end of July. So thank you. So do me a favor in the comments, reply, comment, give suggestions. I'm all for it. Just try to be nice to each other. Man, I'll tell you what, we see some... Somebody puts, like that person who put that at the beginning of the video, they really didn't mean any ill intent by it. That's just their preference, and they probably truly believe that most people would prefer that. And to be all, you know, last time I looked, there's like 16 people that agree with it, and that's fine. I get it, totally get it. But there's a lot of people who just, I want people to watch this. Look at this. Here, let me just do this. US floppy drive. I believe my dad got this in a free box, and sold for $19.95 plus shipping. What I see this channel being is what I used to do, which is watch certain folks on social media while I listed. It was a good way for me to stay somewhat focused and engaged at the same time. I have a hard time just doing one thing without something ancillary going on. I always have. It's why I was gravitating to that guy's teaching style. I just have a hard time with that. And I don't say I'm ADHD. I don't say any of that stuff because I don't really know and I don't really care. It's just what worked for me. So the way I envision this channel being is a lot of you listening right now, packing up stuff, cleaning stuff, listing stuff, testing stuff. That's what I see. And I think there's also a lot of people who aren't resellers. And those talking head videos about the ins and outs of reselling don't apply to them whatsoever. And I want to bring in people, not just resellers, but people who love the things that I love. People that relate to me, my family, who love pets, who do whatever. So basically what I'm saying is it's a different type of a channel. It's not educational. I hope it provides that a little bit. The reality is I'm the one being educated by you guys more often than not, and I appreciate you. Love that people want to watch this channel, and I thank you very, very much from the bottom of my heart. But if I don't get going and get this stuff packed and get it off to where it needs to be, then my wife's going to not be happy with me. because I'm already half an hour late. So thank you for joining me, and I can't wait to see you next time.